Sami Zayn is your WWE champion. As somebody who has been an on-again, off-again Sami Zayn fan, depending on what character is presented, I can tell you that I do not have a blind love for Sami Zayn. However, I am on board with this title run, and I've been hearing other people kind of complaining that he only won because they were in Saudi Arabia, or he doesn't look the part, or I don't know, he's just going to be a transitional champion. I'm going to address all of those critiques and give you some more reasons why this was a brilliant decision by WWE. Let's talk about it after we talk about how you can win a title as well. You see, this belt on my shoulder, I'm giving it away. At 30,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my day job, I'm going to give away a belt, free shipping anywhere in the world. No matter what, I'll ship it to you if you win. All you got to do is comment below and subscribe to the channel, and you can win this belt right here. It's not a toy. It's a replica. So let's start off with his appearance. I fully agree that he does not look like your typical WWE champion, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Like Daniel Bryan, he didn't look like your typical champion. Rey Mysterio won the belt. He isn't the normal height of a WWE champion. CM Punk, back in the day, people would have never looked at that dude and been like, yeah, he's championship material. And then Mick Foley is the guy who really doesn't look the part. In fact, I feel like Mick Foley and Sami Zayn's title win are very similar in that these are just two everyday Joes that made it to the mountaintop when they definitely should not have. And it's like, I was super happy about it. Now, I do want to address something. Vince Russo, the former writer during the Attitude Era, he has a podcast, and he said that giving Sami Zayn the title was like a participation award, which is rich because Vince Russo wrote Mick Foley becoming champion. And it's also rich in that when he goes to WCW, Vince Russo that is, he wrote himself winning the WCW Heavyweight Championships. But somebody else who doesn't look like the typical WWE champion is Kevin Owens. I know everybody thinks that Kevin Owens is a very deserving champion, but let's take our emotions out of it. If you hate Sami Zayn, that's fine. Like, it really is fine to not like Sami Zayn. However, don't use his appearance as a reason for him not to be champion unless you're willing to apply that to Kevin Owens as well. Because Kevin Owens, the dude doesn't look like a champion at all. Heck, he won't even wrestle without a shirt. So let's just be honest with ourselves. Is the reason we don't want Sami champion because of he doesn't look the part, or is it because we just don't like the guy? People are also complaining that this is going to be such a short title reign, a transitional title reign, if you will, might even last only 9 days. So what? Who cares how long it lasts? To this day, I still remember Kane's title run of 1 day. No joke. Literally 28 years later, his 24-hour title reign, I still fondly remember it. And you can't take that away from him either. He's always going to be in the record books. And I would even argue that Kane's 24-hour title reign is better than Jinder Mahal's title reign, and I'm a huge Jinder Mahal fan. So the idea that Sami having a short title reign is a reason not to let him have any title reign whatsoever, I don't buy it. Okay, well, WWE only did it for their shock moment. They love their social media clips. And I gotta tell you something, I have been a very harsh critic of WWE doing that ever since they turned John Cena heel for no reason whatsoever. But I don't think they did it with this storyline. If you look at how long Sami Zayn has been saying, you know what? There's only one title I haven't won, and it's the big one. I am going to go for that title. There has actually been a long-term story in place of Sami trying to win the big one. On top of that, his heel turn, the character that he is right now, has been a slow burn. You could say Karrion Kross, or you could say when he lost his opportunity to enter into the Elimination Chamber, but he's been really upset with Cody Rhodes, and we've been teasing it for a very long time it's finally come to fruition. So to say that this was just to shock and awe, to give us some moment for social media, I mean, yes, it did, but it also aligns with long-term storytelling. WWE is very guilty of that, but not this time. And let's talk about his character. A lot of people are like, oh, Sami Zayn is so stale. Well, no, he's not, actually, because his character just changed. Like, literally in the last month, he has fully embraced his heel side. So this ultimate underdog character, maybe you didn't like it. I hated it. I have many videos on this channel of me saying how bad the Sami Zayn problem is because the Sami Zayn underdog character was just horrible in my opinion. I mean, maybe 10 years ago it was fine, but like right now, like in 2026, I hated it. But when he changed his character, because fan sentiment said we were tired and he was stale, when they changed his character, well, you can no longer use his stale underdog character as a reason to hate his title reign because he didn't win his title reign as an underdog. He won it as a sniveling heel who beats up water bottles. I'm gonna say this. He kind of deserved it. Like, let's be honest here. Even when his character sucked and he was like, it was 1v4, Sami Zayn versus the MFTs. I hated that because Sami always made them look stupid. But I still never doubted that Sami Zayn loved the sport. He was a good person. He put in his time. He put so many people over. Now, you can say all day long, LA Knight, yeah, deserves the belt, and I would agree with you. But just because LA Knight should have a run with the title doesn't mean Sami shouldn't, or that we should crap on Sami because LA Knight hasn't had his opportunity. Now we need to start fighting for LA Knight to win the belt. But we should also celebrate Sami winning. Because don't forget, this is Sami Zayn who could get a great match out of Steve-O at WrestleMania 38. Or this is the guy who literally carried the bloodline on his back for at least 1 year. Bloodline Sami Zayn was so peak that we wanted him to win the title 1 month before WrestleMania 39 because his work in the bloodline was just so freaking fantastic. Then there's some people who are just mad that Cody just won the title. How can we have him lose it again? I love the idea that Cody has lost it twice in 2026. I'm not a Cody hater, but he has gone stale. People want to say that Sami has grown stale even though he changes his character. Cody has been the same character since 2019 when he was starting AEW. Cody is best when he's chasing the title. Him without the title makes him more interesting. If Cody will not turn heel, fine, then take the title off him so he's not always just dominating everybody. I'm actually more interested in Cody Rhodes after this loss than if he would have won. To me, Sami winning helps Cody. So now let's address the elephant in the room, and that's Saudi Arabia. A lot of people are mad that Sami only won because he was in Saudi Arabia. And I mean, what if he did, though? What if he did? Is that big of a deal? Now, hear me out, though. Don't cancel me just yet. If you have a problem with WWE in Saudi Arabia, that's one thing. Okay, that is a separate issue. So if you have that problem, that doesn't pertain to Sami Zayn winning in Saudi Arabia, though. These are two separate things, and you gotta be able to separate them. Otherwise, you won't really fully understand this point. So if you hate WWE going to Saudi Arabia, that's perfectly legit. You have your reasons, and I might even agree with those reasons. But they are separate from Sami winning, because Sami winning in Saudi, like, even if that was the reason he won, because he's the hometown hero, okay, but that should have been applied to everybody. When Paige won in England a week ago, everybody should have been mad. Oh, she only won because she's in England. Oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin only won because they were in Texas. Oh my gosh, John Cena winning in Boston? Gross. Bayley only won because she was in San Diego, California. So Sami winning in his hometown shouldn't necessarily be a problem. Oh, well, then you might say, I'm only upset because I don't like the Saudi government telling WWE what to do. I mean, do they? Do they? Because earlier this year, 2026, at the Royal Rumble, Sami Zayn lost an undisputed championship match against Drew McIntyre. And that was right before WrestleMania. So it would have been an even bigger deal if Sami would have won at Royal Rumble. Or maybe they do, because you know what? Who pays the bills? The advertisers, or the people that are literally paying your bills. Saudi Arabia gave WWE a lot of money. WWE might want to heed to a suggestion or two, but they also needed to make sense. And Sami Zayn winning actually did make sense. Now, when they did it with Mansoor a couple of years back, now that wouldn't have made sense. If they would have just said, we wanted this Mansoor guy to be champion, then I would be like, yeah, no, this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. It makes no sense for this guy to be champion. I don't even think he should have been winning against Cesaro. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was an Arabic wrestler, his name was Mansoor, and they allowed him to win for a good while, and he probably shouldn't have, because he was just new, and you could tell that it was just part of the big fat cash that Saudi was writing. But with Sami Zayn, it doesn't apply. The storyline made sense for Sami to win here. It made sense. Just the fact that it was in his hometown, okay. Would you have a problem if Netflix went to WWE and said, hey, we're paying you a lot of money, would you mind making Roman Reigns the champion? You might be thinking to yourself, no, I wouldn't mind that at all. Roman Reigns is a very deserving champion. Okay, then what about this? Would you mind if Netflix went to WWE and said, would you mind making Kevin Owens the champion? And then WWE was like, okay, and they made it make sense. Because that's the same thing that's happening here. Let's just say that Saudi is kind of making suggestions. It'd be the same if Netflix was making the suggestion in this scenario. What if then Netflix went to WWE and was like, would you mind making Sami Zayn champion? Would you have a problem then? Now, I am not saying that advertisers should be able to buy a champion, but I am saying that I understand if WWE as a corporation, and I've been very hard on WWE and TKO as a corporation, very, very hard on them, but understand if they listened to the suggestion and if it made sense even going along with the suggestion. I just don't want them doing what they're told based upon only money. But if you can make everybody happy, then I don't see a problem with it. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that because it probably comes across like I'm justifying the WWE in Saudi Arabia, which I'm not. But I don't think it's bad for a hometown hero to win in their hometown. Two separate issues, people. Two separate issues. And finally, I'll just say this. I'm glad WWE did something unpredictable yet logical. Like, for real, this was a very logical storytelling and yet had an unpredictable outcome because you just didn't think it would happen. You just didn't think they would pull the trigger, that Sami would beat the Golden Boy. And he did. And I can't see any plot hole in this at all. In fact, if you look at the story in hindsight, you're like, that's what it leads to. That's what it leads to. And so I really think that this was just good storytelling on WWE's part. And you're probably thinking, oh, what a WWE shill I am. I mean, but go back to yesterday's video, and then people are thinking that I only hate the WWE product. You can't win for losing sometimes on the internet. All right, boys, all right, girls. Those are my reasons why Sami Zayn is a great choice to be champion right here, right now. Let me know what you think, whether you hate it or you love it, but tell me why. Give me a reason why. See ya, bye.